Hello everyone, this is Sherry and this is Soul Conscious, and this is going to be the weekly forecast coming up this starting on the 22nd and going throughout this next week. So if you're new to the channel, what I typically do is share some messages with you that come through as an overarching theme for the week, and then I go into the day-to-day where I use some emoji cards that have just spread everywhere here. I use emoji cards and then some hand-drawn cards that I use to help me connect better and get the messages through. I have an easier time working with those than I do necessarily tarot, but I do, and I have my glasses on today because I only need them for reading, but today I was really encouraged to share with you the tarot and oracle cards that I pulled and read the message for the oracle card, because I felt like once I read it, I was like, I can't do this just more justice than what is written in the book that came with this. And I want to share with you what I use. The oracle, but one of the oracle decks, the main oracle deck that I use, that I absolutely love, is this Sacred Geometry oracle deck. I love sacred geometry. It's something kind of near and dear to my heart. So and then I also use primarily, I have several decks, tarot decks that I use, but I primarily use the Light Seers deck because it seems like the messages come through the easiest for me. So what I want to share with you is first of all, I'm going to share with you the tarot cards that I pulled that gives me, like I said, the overall arching theme for the week coming up. And so of course we've got here the Ten of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. And then I'm going to tell you, like once I read the oracle card that I pulled, read the message from it, well, I think you'll understand why this all ties together. And it's fascinating to me because I've been getting messages, constantly the last few days that have hinted toward this message and how it's actually impacting my life personally. And it may be obviously it must be impacting other people's lives enough that, my spirit team has chosen these cards. And I love the way they've fallen together to share this message with you. And like I said, I normally don't share this part with my viewing audience, the people that watch these videos, but I was encouraged to do that today. So the card that I got is number 6, duality. And so I'm going to read that for you right now, which is why I have my glasses on. Like I said, I kind of need them to read. I'm at that age. Separation from the natural world and our own nature has been the guiding force of civilization for a very long time. Polarity and division have manifested as dichotomy, prejudice, and opposition. This pretense of otherness and separation has left modern humans disconnected from themselves and has left many with constant tension, fear, and hopelessness. This card speaks to understanding and releasing feelings of separation, grief, and fear. There are times in our lives when feelings of separateness and isolation overwhelm our sense of serenity and wholeness. A place for grief exists in the healing process, so long as we understand that it is part of the movement toward healing, and it does not become a stuck place for pain and suffering. Quantum physics, in confirmation of ancient philosophies, provides proof that we are not separate and alone, but connected physically and energetically to everything in the universe. The duality card asks you to see separation and how it is affecting your life, and then to rediscover within yourself the joy and connectedness that is the true nature of reality. I think that is beautiful, and I literally could not have put the word, put that into words better myself. So that's why I wanted to share that with you before we dive into this week's, soul weather, day by day for soul weather forecast. So how that pertains to the cards that we pulled, and this is where you're going to find it interesting, because see, I see this is that, that separation, the kind of the stress of it, that feeling alone and separated. This card is a very lonely card. You feel alone, and I see this, that separateness, and then of being on that, where you're in between worlds, kind of like that, that overarching duality card, oracle card spoke about, of trying to, being disconnected and kind of trying to find your way, trying to make a choice, find your way, make that on that precipice of making a decision that will lead to our happiness, to that, joy and happiness in our life. So you see, it's interesting because all of that was talked about in that overall arching oracle card. So I find it amazing and fascinating. I love the synchronicity. I love when spirit talks like that. Everything just ties together and wraps up in a nice little bow. So I'm going to go ahead. My last video was a little bit longer than I wanted. So this week I'm going to try and jump in a little bit quicker into doing these day-to-day forecasts for you, so that hopefully we can tie this up and make these videos just a little bit shorter. So what we're going to have for Sunday is going to be, looks like contemplating about something. That's what I'm feeling. And that's definitely what that card depicts, is thinking about, contemplating something, turning something over in our minds. Okay, so this is what I've got. Let's see, is the scales balancing something out, and passion, desire. This is almost like, if you want to do tarot, this is very similar to almost like an Ace of Wands kind of energy, that passionate new start, to get started on something, to take action on something that you're passionate about. And then my stability, pillar of stability card. So what I'm feeling is definitely wanting to start on something that will bring more stability and balance to your life, and maybe you're thinking about what that is, which really ties in to that overall theme that I spoke to of how do I bring certain things into my life that have been missing. Maybe you're really examining, different things that are going on in your life right now, that have been challenging for you, that have left you felt separate or separated from the world. Maybe you've lacked confidence or around something, or maybe you're grieving something that has caused you to feel alone when you're really not. There's always people around us that are willing to help, if you're willing to take the time to notice it. And that's one thing that we're not always good about doing, is noticing the people, especially when we're hurting. It's hard for us sometimes to open ourselves up, or to look outside ourselves when we're grieving or hurt or upset, or just in our own heads about something, to really see that there might be someone or people around us that are willing to offer us help and support. I know personally, and this is just, like I said, this has come up for me over the last few days. I've seen a lot of things that have crossed my path, about that really brought to my attention the fact that I have kept myself isolated because lack of trust issues that I had in my life, and around different events that occurred for me. And I was not good at seeing. I'm sure that in my life there were people that were willing to reach out and help me, but I did not see that because I was so caught up in my pain and grief and inability to share myself and what I was feeling with others, that I didn't always see that help for what it was. And so if you're that person, you might want to take a moment and step back and maybe assess that there may be someone out there that is trying to offer you help that you're not seeing right now, because if you're too caught up in what is going on with you, that you either don't want to hear what they have to say, or you're just not in a place to let someone help you. But from my experience, it's never best to try and deal with some of this stuff by yourself. Even it's as simple as listening to things like this, or other tarot readers, or reading different self-help books or whatever. There's lots of tools out there now with the internet. There's so many tools and resources out there that it doesn't necessarily have to be directly with a person necessarily, that might give you the help that you need, that might give you the insight that helps you move past whatever you're dealing with right now. That like I said, we've always traditionally thought that help needs to come from a person, and that's not always the case, especially in this day and age where we have so much knowledge and information at our fingertips, that we can go online and get the information and insight we maybe need to help us in a situation. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing these videos, because I realized how much stuff was out there that was helping me work through some of my issues that I had. And I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So that is literally why I do these videos, is for, just so if there's somebody that needs to hear this, it helps them out in some way, that's what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm doing this, is for that very reason. So let's go on to Monday. And Monday's got us feeling, I would say this is kind of indifferent to me, like a feeling of indifference. And let's get our 3 cards for the day to get the general message. I hope wherever you are that you're doing well, and I hope that this week is a good one for you, for sure. Okay, so what we have for Tuesday, or what's coming up for Tuesday, is this is almost similar to a tower card to me. Like I said, I kind of give you an idea of the feeling of the cards for me, and what they kind of represent in tarot a little bit. They don't necessarily one for one go to tarot, a traditional tarot deck. That's why I said I've drawn these so that I can connect, and it gives me a little more lateral leeway with the messages that I'm picking up. So this is similar to a tower, something unexpected, and it doesn't have to be a bad energy at all, similar to a tower in a tarot. I mean, it could be something as simple as, blowing your mind, changing your perspective on something that you didn't realize now has come to light, which rocks your world, shakes your world, transforms it. And then, everything fitting together. That's what I'm getting from this card right now, is pieces falling in place, and then taking a chance, which almost goes with that, taking a risk, the kind of a little bit of that fool energy, which is, like, really, I see that really tying in with Sunday's card of, the like the fire, the passion, a passionate new start, wanting to start something new, wanting to take a, start something that you're passionate about that might be a little bit risky, but which is why maybe you're a little unsure, like undecided in, that's what it's feeling like is kind of an undecided energy about making something fit, work in your life, like fitting together, work it, like kind of fall in place, and it might be that you have something come to light on Tuesday that really, or sorry, Monday, I'm on the wrong day. This is for Monday. On Monday, that might come to light that actually helps those pieces fall together to help you, bring that stability that you're needing to whatever situation you're dealing with right now. So now that I kept wanting to say Tuesday, let's go ahead and move on to Tuesday, right? It's so easy to lose track of the days when you're doing this. I probably need to make myself some little cards so that I know what day of the week I'm on, so I don't lose track. Well, this one wanted to pop up. And this is my little upside down smiley. I feel this is a kind of bouncy energy. This is what I'm feeling right now. It's kind of a happy bouncy energy. Like that's definitely what I feel. Kind of when you're feeling just, oh my gosh, like kind of almost excited, kind of about something, excited to tell somebody or to get started on something. That's what I'm really picking up for Tuesday. Okay. So for Tuesday's cards, we have the goat, which is my stubbornness card. This isn't a devil. This is more stubbornness, kind of a pride, stubbornness kind of card. And this is my Mighty Mouse, my strength card. And then love, my love card. And this could be related to a relationship of some type, because of this love card being here, that maybe you found a way forward in the situation with someone that you've been in and out with, or you guys have been maybe button heads a little bit with, and you're finding the strength to bring stability to that situation, so that maybe you don't feel that separation, the separation, that there's been some indecision about, like that you're ready to move in that direction toward being back in that place of happiness again. You're wanting to be, wanting to feel good, wanting to be stable in your life, and maybe, you're wanting to make the pieces fall into place, to take that new start, that passionate new start towards something, to bring something together, to bring more stability, to not feel left out in the cold and separated from someone. And I only say that because that's what I'm feeling. When this came up, it didn't, because this could be love, a general sense of love for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be relationships. But that's what I'm feeling from this card. It's more centered around a relationship, because this has come up before in previous weeks, but it wasn't related to specifically to a relationship in your life, a personal relationship, and that's what I'm feeling right now off that card. So let's go on to Wednesday. I missed it. There we go. That's what it wants. And Wednesday, so far it's not looking bad for the week. I mean, our mood for the week doesn't seem to be bad at all. It seems like pretty, overall, definitely better than last week, I would say. Last week, The last 2 weeks have been kind of a little bits of ups and downs, and this seems to be definitely a little more harmony. I'm feeling definitely that. So okay. What were we on Wednesday? Yeah, I think we're on Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, this is, I feel from this card is making an impression. That's what I'm getting. This could be many different things. But for me right now, the feeling I'm getting from this is making an impression, dealing with people, other people, and that Tower card coming out again, which is weird because I don't typically always take the cards off the top of the deck, the bottom of the deck. It's whatever, like it's random. It's whatever, when I feel the energy off the card, that's the card that wants to come out and speak. So that's why sometimes I get repetitive cards. It can literally be anywhere I'm pulling it from the deck. It's where whatever kind of just I'm drawn to. So like I said, this still doesn't seem like it's a bad, like overall it seems like it's really a change in perspective that is leading, it's leading you toward more stability and happiness. There's something that you're seeing in a new way, a different way that's changing things. And so whenever there's change, there's always, you know, you always kind of get this feeling of chaos, disruption around something that's different, that's unknown, that's outside of your comfort zone. But, you know, never be afraid of something that's outside of your comfort zone, especially when it feels like it's something that's right for you in your heart. And if your intuition is guiding you in that direction, definitely follow your heart and your intuition, because it usually will not lead you astray, especially if you're really out of your head and listening to your heart and intuition. It's going to lead you where you need to be, even though sometimes it's really hard to follow that path, because that path usually is fraught. It's outside of our comfort zone, because it's usually challenging us to learn and grow and do something different than we're used to. And that's what our intuition kind of does. It pushes us to grow. It doesn't like it when we're stagnant and standing still. So if you're really listening to your intuition and following your heart, it's going to keep pushing you to do better and be better in your life. It's going to keep driving you and pushing you toward a direction, whatever that direction be. And usually it's going to be outside of your current comfort zone. So definitely it looks like we're going to, whatever we this week we have the inspiration, new perception that we have is it definitely is going to make an impression on someone or people around us. So maybe in the changes that we're doing, people are noticing those changes that we're implementing in our life because of the new perspective that we have, that is leading us toward, you know, feeling better about ourselves, you know, overall. That 9 of Cups, you know, being more independent, happy, stable, happy with life, which, you know, reflected in that, in the mood card. Definitely, you know, the happiness, the bounciness, the happiness. We're moving toward our happiness, which is awesome. Of course it's awesome, right? Okay, so let's get down to Thursday, shall we? Mr. Cool Guy. Like I said, this week is feeling pretty good. It feels like people are actually, you know, whatever has been bothering them, they're slowly moving past that a little bit. I know there's been a lot of planetary stuff going on that has made people really be thinking about things a lot and reassessing I'd say this has been a real big time for reassessing things in our lives, what our values are, what things mean to us, looking at things from a different perspective than we normally have in the past, and where our happiness lies, where our true happiness lies, and being more willing to make a change in our lives to bring about that happiness for us, whatever that feels like, whatever that looks like for you. So for Thursday, we have a little bit of being stuck. And this is, a celebration of some kind, or exciting news, something that is worth celebrating. And it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be something substantial. It can be as, simple as, getting news from someone, or something that makes you feel good and happy, and that's something that makes you excited and want to, celebrate in a small way, and then even reflected in this, that kind of award, that a sense of accomplishment, winning something, and I'm not saying like winning as far as like competing, winning over someone or something. I'm not getting that energy as much as more of a kind of winning something that boosts your confidence and self-esteem in yourself. It's that, thing that changes within you that makes you feel that sense of accomplishment, that you're winning, that you're feeling good, that it's that kind of feeling that I'm feeling off of that card. Okay, let's go on to Friday. We're almost done here. See where we're headed into this next weekend. And that card just jumped out, so we'll go with it. And another card of feeling pretty good, feeling happy. All the cards mostly have been, as far as our mood, has been feeling good. And who doesn't want to feel good, right? Right? Always on the weekends, at least for me. Because I my weekends are my time, which is great. So I always like when the weekends are going to feel pretty good. So, okay. So Friday, feeling a little mischievous, are we? Yeah, this is my take on the chest. Oh, I don't know, the light's kind of being a little goofy with these shiny cards. This is my kind of Cheshire cat card. Mischievousness. Love it. And then there's that Mighty Mouse strength again. And this is my reciprocity card. My give and take, equal give and take. Or sharing ourselves with others, which really ties into the overall theme of, of trying to not feel separated, and understanding that if we don't want to feel separate from others, then we have to give of ourselves. There has to be that equal reciprocity between people for any connection to work, and to not feel separated from someone or people. When we close ourselves off and we guard ourselves and we close ourselves off, that doesn't let anyone in to, we're holding back, and we're not giving of ourselves. So it's hard for others to give to us because you're not in that place of you're only in that place of taking and not giving, and there really has to be that equal exchange of energy for something to work out. There has to be that equal give and take. Whenever there isn't an equal give and take, then that's what usually leads to disruptions, or someone like when we have arguments with people and things like that, it's usually because someone feels like one party or another isn't feeling that equal give and take. And it could be as simple as it can be as simple as you're just on different pages. Your communication styles are different. And because your communication styles are different, you're wanting to receive in a certain way, because your energy vibration is such that that's how you're used to receiving energy, and that person doesn't know how to give you energy in the way you're used to receiving it, because that's not what they're used to or how they're used to giving. And that kind of falls into like the kind of the love languages. If you think of love languages, that's kind of, styles of communication. All of that comes into play. It really is about the energy exchange and how you communicate with each other. That kind of give and take, of energy. And like I said, it could be as simple as your energy and their energy are so different that they don't know how to work together. It doesn't know how to work together so that you both feel that equal reciprocity between you two. So that's something to keep in mind, especially when, like earlier when we saw that the puzzle pieces of things kind of falling together and fitting together. And that's what it is maybe, getting a new perspective on a situation of a way to communicate with somebody that you haven't been able to communicate well with in the past. And maybe you're getting inspiration on how you can change how you interact with them that helps you, really have that, open those lines of communication that allows for that reciprocity in a way that you haven't experienced it with that person in the past. So I hope that makes sense and that helps. So let's go on to our last day of the week, Saturday, so we can go ahead and get this wrapped up. And if you, please, if you like this, this content, if it helps you in any way, please hit that like button, because the more people that hit that like button, the more my video gets out there to other people that may need to hear the messages in this video. It's really not for me. I don't care about, the numbers. I do these videos literally because I've been, inspired to do them, and these videos help me as much as they help you. They really do. I mean, a lot of the messages, I get value out of them. The energy doing this work, it actually helps me, puts me in a better mood, helps me feel better that I am giving back to the general public, to people that might need it out there, getting that information. Like I said, I just want, I want it out there. So these messages are what I'm guided to put out, that hope, in the intent that there's someone out there that might need to hear this. So please, like I said, if you hit that like button, you're just helping to circulate this video more. So maybe somebody else that needs it can get the help or messages that they need out of it as well. And if you subscribe to my channel, then, you'll be notified. I do a couple videos a week that are there for anybody that wants to take the time to watch them. So let's finish off with Saturday, which it looks like we're a little bit uptight. That's what I'm getting, is not really angry, more uptight. And that's not a fun way to end the weekend. What the heck? What the heck? Who wants to end the note on being uptight, right? Especially after the whole week looks like we're supposed to be feeling pretty good. So what are we maybe getting up in our head about? We'll see. Because that's what I'm feeling, is almost a feeling of up in our heads. Oh, somebody's got us up in our head. Yeah. Okay, so I got a little bit more than 3 cards that came out, that I was feeling. drawn to pull. I usually just do 3, but this is coming out a little bit more for Saturday, next Saturday. I've got, you know, I've got a message, and this is, if you haven't watched any of my videos, this is my, you know, more email, text message type message. There's other messages, but I also got having conversation with someone, which it, you know, ties into what I said. It looks like other cards. I was being drawn that it's a very, this is, for most people, it's probably revolving around a person. And that is kind of reinforcing, you know, this is kind of getting a message, talking to, communicating with a person about our stability, and not wanting to have a missed opportunity or be left out in the cold. Missed opportunity, which is the door, the opportunity. We're not wanting to miss out on an opportunity. I think to bring stability into this relationship, whatever it is for you, and we're having these conversations, which might, like I said, this is a feeling of being a little uptight, that maybe the conversation isn't going in the direction that maybe we're having a little bit of challenges around finding, you know, finding that reciprocity, you know, trying to implement the changes that we want to make, or maybe our approach isn't quite working as expected or as we anticipated, and that's causing us a feeling of frustration a little bit. But, you know, this is, you know, Saturday's a little ways away, so, you know, these messages and the energy could change, which is why I also do my weekend forecast toward the end of the week, to kind of see if we're in the same thing, if different messages want to come through for us. So I hope this helps somebody. Like I said, I do these messages for you, and I really hope that whoever watches this gets some value out of it. I love you so much, and I thank you so much for watching and taking the time to watch this. I appreciate everyone that supports me and supports, you know, what I do. So I'll leave it there, and thank you all. Joy, love, and light. See ya. Have a great week.